Let's jump into the news so we can get a couple of stories in front of you. The news, of course, is brought to you by Dingman's Collision. Dingman's Collision Center is one of our title sponsors, along with the D&M Roofing and Siding. The news in particular, Eagle Mortgage. And Eagle Mortgage is led by our good friend, Holly Schneidewind. And Holly and her team have been doing this for over 30 years. And they handle all types of home loans. And they work with a lot of different lenders. And like we always say, if you are thinking about buying a house, it's a big decision, right? Buying a house.
Or building a house.
It's going to cost you some money. For most people, the house is about the most expensive, least in the top two most expensive things you're going to ever buy. And so you want to get a pre-approval letter before you start the rat race of looking for houses. Sometimes you could find yourself in a competitive situation. That's still going on. And despite the higher interest rates that are out there, people are still sometimes competing for houses. And you want to have an Eagle Mortgage pre-approval letter in your back pocket. How do you get one? Call them or stop by the office. The office is at 114th and Dodge. You can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. All right, gentlemen. Google, who is one of the largest companies in Omaha when it comes to amount of dollars invested in construction projects in the metropolitan area, had a formal announcement. Just a couple weeks ago, they made an announcement that they were adding another $350 million worth of development into their 1,000-acre Council Bluffs campus. This week, they had an announcement at the existing Papillion Data Center and said they're going to invest $1.2 billion more in Nebraska. And we part of that would be an expansion of the Papillion, hundreds of millions of dollars, site that's already underway. And then the other one was for another Nebraska campus on the north side of Lincoln, which is just being graded. The site is just being graded right now. That doesn't even include all of the stuff that they're doing at 114th and State Street in Omaha. The metro area is already, as we understand it, the largest concentration of Google operations in the whole entire country.
It's got to be over 2,000 acres collectively, and that's about 3 square miles between among Council Bluffs, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Yeah, it's pretty darn impressive.
It's amazing because it seems like just a few years ago we were talking about how do we attract data centers to the metro area, and now it's everywhere you turn you see a data center.
Yeah, the answer to that question apparently was answered.
Yes.
So I had the good fortune, I had the building 2008 in La Vista, the Tenderheart Treasures building, about 300,000 square feet, and I put it on the market, and I called Richard Beyer, at the time, who was the state economic development director, and Toby Churchill, in blessed memory, head of Sudbury County Economic Development Corporation, and both of them said, well, we got somebody coming to look for land for data centers, and they sent me a non-disclosure agreement and had Yahoo at the top of it. So we did the first data center, sold them a 300,000 square foot building. They put about $200 million into it.
It's still there.
Near 108th and Giles Road. And since that time, Omaha has been a hotbed because of the inexpensive utilities, the water and electricity, and the workforce. And we're very fortunate. I wonder what percentage of Google searches come through the Omaha Blade servers.
I would love to know that. It's so funny you asked that. I've wondered the exact same question. Now that we have so much Google presence in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa, how much does, because they have them all over the world. But on another note, demolition is just about ready to start at 46th to 48th Street, south side of Dodge. This is one of these really cool transit-oriented developments, big multifamily projects, 330 apartment units that are popping up and are anticipated to continue to pop up in Midtown, partly because of our new transit and partly because of Med Center expansion. But Brad, this one we've been talking about for a couple of years, but finally this week the barricades are going around, and this involves the removal of an eyesore old vacant gas station, a couple commercial buildings, and quite a few single-family houses.
Yeah, it's actually a project we've been working on at ENA for the last couple of years. I've been involved in it, and it's really cool to see the transformation on a redevelopment project like this. I went out earlier this year, and I photographed the whole entire block from all the different sides to have the before pictures. So we'll have a really cool before and after when it's done.
Shout out to our friends at Access Commercial, right? That has been working on this project. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And this is the one that's going to preserve the old Pittman Veterinary Building, turn it into kind of like the office space of the complex. And when you look at the renderings of this thing, it is going to have a presence on Dodge Street.
Yeah, it'll be a really nice building right on the south side of Dodge. And the Pittman Building, like you said, is on the National Historic Register. So it'll be saved as like the leasing office and fitness center. And the new building will adjoin to it.
It's nice seeing a lot of these areas that are kind of blighted, whether officially or actually, that just need to be restored, and we're putting density, and we're going vertical.
And it's exactly what the urban core plan is, although this is just ever so slightly outside the urban core, but it's definitely on the urban spine, if there's such a thing in Omaha. So that is your news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. You can find them at eaglemortgagecompany.com.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.